I'm here with Charissa Robertson, who is the author of I Heard Good News Today 2, Big Life. Charissa, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Charissa, you were 14 years old when you wrote this book. You're 15 now. But tell us a little bit about yourself. You like horses?
Yes, we have two of them. We have one's Toddy, he's my older sister's, and the other one is Roberson, which belongs to my next oldest sister. And so now that my other sister is in Texas, I take care of Toddy now.
So you're taking care of 3 horses?
No, just 2.
Just 2, okay. You like dogs?
Yes, we have a dog. Her name's Triss, and she belongs to my other sister as well, but she's our family dog.
You also like books?
Mm-hmm.
Who's your favorite author?
Oh boy. Well, I like Brian Jakes. He's a British author. He wrote the Redwall series. Mm-hmm. And I like Brandon Sanderson. He's an American author. He writes fantasy science fiction books. And then John Flanagan, who's an Australian author, who writes also fantasy adventure books.
You also like making movies yourself. Is that correct?
Yes.
How many movies have you made?
I made 3 so far.
Great. Have you put them on YouTube?
Not yet. People have been telling me I should.
Okay. And you are homeschooled? Been homeschooled your whole life?
Yes.
Okay. Tell me about your personal walk with the Lord. You obviously grew up in a Christian family. Did you pray at a very young age to ask the Lord in your life?
Yes.
Are you in a youth group?
I do Awana at my church every week, and also participate in Sunday school and a worship dance team that I lead at my church.
Oh, wonderful. And you have daily devotions with God, correct?
Yes.
And did you have much time did you even pray a lot of this book, or it was just, I want to do this, or God gave you a confirmation in your quiet times about this?
It was right when we did get the phone call. I remember I was on the phone we did like all 3 of us on the phone at the same time, and then I remember you praying, and I don't know, I knew wasn't sure what was gonna happen because I didn't know what it was gonna involve or really anything, but it really felt like the right thing to do.
Spirit of God kind of spoke to you right then and there. That's great. Your parents have obviously got to be very proud of you, and I'm sure your grandparents. Do your friends know you've published a book yet?
Yes. I've kept my 2 best friends updated on it.
Terrific. I assume this is your first book ever?
Yes.
So your mom got this approved almost as a homeschool curriculum. What was it called?
It was called Writing for Publication 1.
Writing for Publication 1, and you certainly did it. You got yourself published. How did it feel like doing this as a homeschool project?
Well, it helped regulate when I did it, because in the summer I started writing them, and then it would be like 1 a week or something, and I didn't feel like I was getting them done for the deadline. But then because it was a homeschool curriculum, I did it every day. So I did 1 every day while we were in school, and that got it done in time. You
wrote 1 of these stories a day, 1,200 words. That's incredible. Did you revise much?
Yeah, we had like 2 sessions where we went through them. We did it the first time before we sent them to you guys, and then you reviewed them, and then we looked over them again. So there was a lot of the editing, but the first draft I kind of just went through it and got it all the way to the end.
So you did the first draft by yourself, and then I guess you and your mom got together and read it a second time?
Yes.
And how much got chopped out?
For some of them, not as much, because especially some of the prayer emails were short, but some of them they were quite extensive and had to be trimmed down a bit.
Mm-hmm. You were working more with it. Was that more because of the word limitation, or?
Yes.
Okay. Wow. Good. And I sent you, not only we had the news letters coming to you via email, but I sent you video, pictures so you get a feel of that area of the world, Afghanistan, Pakistan, India, places like that. But what did it do when you started reading these stories? These were pretty powerful prayer letters that were being sent to you, and then you had to write about it, but your own faith got challenged.
Yeah, well, it was really interesting, especially because they were the emails, so they were written especially from the people, like I did this, or this is my story. So to know that they were real and that these people had actually experienced everything that they were writing about.
And we're still alive today.
Yeah. And still doing their work. So but that was really interesting to get to tell their story and put it in a way where you could imagine that you were there with them as I was writing it. And so that's kind of what I tried to do, was to it felt like we were going through the same journey that they went as I was writing. You get to experience everything that they did. And so one thing that really struck me was how unafraid all of them were, because a lot of them faced a lot of scary situations, especially in Afghanistan and Iran. But they were always very fearless.
Mm-hmm. And what did it do to your own personal faith? I mean, here you and I are in suburbia America. The worst thing that might happen to us is, I don't know, tripping off the front step as we go out on an icy day. They're constantly worried about killings, terrorists, bombings. How did it challenge your faith?
Yeah, well, I guess, especially as you said here, there's not as much physical danger that we could face, but to be prepared for that if it ever should come, or if we were to go somewhere where it would be, to be prepared to take a stand for that. And also it was interesting to see how powerfully and big God is working everywhere, and how it's not just about America, but also about all the countries everywhere that are hearing about it. So it kind of expanded your vision of what God's doing.
How was it writing about the woman whose husband got blown up by a suicide bomber?
That was interesting. It was a little harder because it was supposed to be geared towards younger kids. So I was trying to figure out a way. I didn't want to sugarcoat anything, but I also didn't want to, be too graphic or anything. I tried to focus more on the emotional part instead of the physical, what had happened. So how the family would feel, but also their hope in knowing that they were going to see them again.
What about the man who lost his sons? They were murdered because he'd become a Christian. Was that hard to write?
That was hard. It was probably a little harder as well because, we don't usually expect the kids to die. But, yeah, that was tough. But it was also what had actually happened, and I just wanted to show how he forgave his enemies and continued on with his work.
What are you hoping for, and how God might use this book?
Well, I hope that will do the same thing for other people as it did for me, to give them a glimpse into that God really is working in big ways all around the world, and that also people would be encouraged to become part of it as well.
Well, I talked to your mother, and there was a potential of a second book. Are you familiar with that?
Yes.
I talked to the man yesterday. It's a go. I heard good news today. 3 EvangeCube is ready to be written. I think what we're going to do is Debbie and I are going to fly the 2 of you, as long as your mom agrees, out to San Diego. You're going to meet with him. You'll be hosted by him, with him. And this man has more stories than you have keys on your computer. And you're going to be recording all of his stories, and then coming back, and with your mom's approval, we're going to go for I Heard Good News Today 3 EvangeCube. How does that sound?
Sounds impressive.
Yeah.
Hope I can do it.
I think you're going to like it. Well, thank you for your time.
Thank you.